Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to go over triggers. What are your triggers? What are my triggers? Now, since the last video I made was such a success, when I talked deep into my psychological mindset, I figured let's start a brand new series where we talk about personal life subjects, mental health awareness, because at the end of the day, this stuff is very important and it can save lives. If I can help somebody out there, and if this, using YouTube as a journal basically, helps me, I'm all for it. So guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be talking about triggers. I also want to thank a couple of people that have watched and commented on the last video I made about my whole entire life in an hour and a half. First off, I want to thank my brother from another state, brother from another mother, Clayton Smith, as well as Casey Smith, his mother. She's like she's my internet mom. This family has been my number one supporters online. They're like I said, my online family. I'm going to be meeting the kids someday. It's going to be a blast, guys. There's one more person I want to mention that has been commenting on my videos for years, and I failed to even recognize this person because I get so many comments, and that is VLips. This guy has commented on so many videos, especially the videos where I talk about my mental health. He's been like one of my number one supporters, and I am so sorry, like, I haven't like recognized you, and I feel like you've been here the whole time commenting on my videos, and obviously I've interacted with you, but I failed to like remember you've been on my channel for like 3 years. Dude, thank you so much for being a subscriber. It means a lot. And Casey and Clayton, you guys are amazing. Let's get right into this video. Triggers suck. Triggers can ruin your day. Triggers can exist 30 seconds after you wake up. Waking up can become a trigger. You could be in pain as soon as you wake up. That's a trigger. You look outside your window as soon as you wake up and you see it raining, pouring. That's a trigger. You see snow on the ground, you walk outside to brush off your car to go to work. Personal story. You see a thick sheet of ice on your windshield. Damn it, I'm going to be late to work. That's a trigger. And we're going to try to dig deep and unravel how to overcome triggers and maintain them, because you can't get rid of them. And one way I maintain my triggers is by doing these videos. It's like a journal to me. People watch them and it's amazing. People watch the mental health videos. You guys are awesome. I really hope these videos help. So I'm going to be going over triggers that I have, my personal triggers. Number 1, change in weather. I hate the rain. I hate the snow. I don't like having to go outside and brush my car off, or, the polar opposite where it's 95 degrees outside and I am inside my apartment with an AC unit, but breathing so heavily because I'm pretty sure I have asthma. Stuff like that pisses me off. Sweat dripping down my face, getting into my eyes. Yuck. Another thing that triggers me is change in schedule. Let's say I'm at work and they have me do a task, and I'm planned on doing that task for my full shift, 6, 8, or 10 hours. This job I'm currently at is a 10-hour shift. When I'm at work, I have totes that go and run down the conveyor belt that's above you. And you have a row of totes in front of you that come from the conveyor belt. Well, sometimes that conveyor belt malfunctions and ruins the whole entire floor of people that are working at their stations. And if you're on floor 5 and they send you a message on your screen saying, please go to floor 2, it just pisses me off. That's a trigger for me. Schedule change. And another thing is, when I was in school, I could not switch classes. because I could not handle it. I get adjusted to one class, get adjusted to math. You go and have to run across the whole entire school in 3 minutes. Luckily in high school they gave us 5 minutes to go to math class. It's like, I'm in English class, I finally got used to what they're teaching us, and then they teach us a whole different new subject. Once you learn the f of x, they're teaching you the y of z. Like, what? Growing up, I would hate going to events because it would mess up my schedule, my internal clock. I would rely on school being my schedule. And when I left school, when I was unemployed, I hit rock bottom because I wasn't mentally ready to get a job yet. I was struggling very bad mentally, and I realized I wasn't able to sleep. I've talked about in the last video how I've had insomnia. I've went 96 hours. I've went 1 full week without sleep. This is the time when I was unemployed. I had no schedule. I could be awake, or I could be away from a clock and think it's a totally different time. I need schedule. If I don't, that's a trigger. And once I started this new job, once I start a job in general, everything just falls back into place. My parents even say it, Alex, you can't sleep because you don't have a job. And another thing is, your parents are usually right, and you find out that later in life. Another trigger I have is if I'm around people that are sad. If I'm around someone that is trying to have me feel compassion for them, like I have a friend that just texts me and very depressing stuff, like drama. You ever have that friend that just texts you drama? And it's usually, I can't say that. Women are very full of drama, and I have a lot of women friends, not girlfriends, obviously. I have women friends. When they text me drama, and if my friend tells me, hey, I'm gonna hurt myself, it triggers me because I've been there, number one. And two, I don't like I don't like the weight on my shoulder. I don't like dealing with other people's problems. It's hard for me to give advice to somebody that comes to me and says, hey, I'm having this problem. Which is weird for me to say because I'm making a video like this where I'm helping you guys out. It's very weird, right? Growing up, a big trigger of mine was not having things go my way. If I wanted to blast music, blast Metallica in my bedroom because I was 10 years old, had a nice stereo system, had a CD player in it, and I blast that Metallica all the way up, my dad wouldn't have a problem with it. But if my dad was gone, my mom would tell me to turn that crap down. My dad would be like, rock on, Alex. My mom would be like, turn that down. Stuff like that would piss me off. Or if I would ask for something for Christmas and I didn't get it. There was one year that I was so ungrateful the cops had to come. Guys, very real stuff. Everybody has triggers. Just don't let it be an excuse to get in the way of your life because you can maintain it. I would throw an absolute fit if I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas, my birthday. If there was a meal on my plate that I didn't like, or if I wanted more food, I would throw a fit, give my parents a problem. Triggers. And not only did that trigger me, but it triggered them. It pissed them off. It stressed them out. Another thing personally, because I am bipolar, not to the extreme of some people, but another thing that triggers me is if I notice I'm in a good mood, all of a sudden my mood will change. It's triggering. It's like, I'm not supposed to be in a good mood. So next thing you know, I just have bad thoughts go through my head. Like, oh, I gotta work tomorrow. Instead of like, I have a job that pays me very good money. Bad things will start going into my head. If I'm thinking positive, there's always a change, a switch, to where I start thinking negative, and it's not good at all. And like I was saying, how seeing people sad makes me upset, sometimes seeing people happy makes me upset. It makes me jealous. And over the years, I've gotten better with this. If I went to school with a kid that would bring an iPhone 6 to school, or there was a kid that was in the football team that got all the girls, I would get jealous. Naturally, as a child, you will get jealous. A kid is a stud. He's skinny, buff, gets all the chicks. You're jealous of that. But then when you get older, your priorities shift. And I'm already starting to notice that. I am not jealous because God gave me everything I want, a beautiful family. There's so many families out there. You could be one of them right now where your family does not support you. I'm grateful enough to where I know my family supports me. If your family doesn't support you and you need somebody to talk to, here's my email. Email me. I will respond. Maybe I'll even give my phone number out. Here's my phone number. Text me. It's not my personal number. I have 2 cell phones. Text me, guys. Call me. Leave a voicemail. I'll get back to you. We can be pen pals. The struggle is real. One big thing that really triggers me is politics and the internet. Stay away from the internet, guys. There's a positive side of the internet, like this video and us interacting, but there's a negative side of the internet where you go on Twitter or X and they publicly allow videos to post of people getting shot. Charlie Kirk shot. People repost it. And it's almost being normalized. Guys, that is not normal. Doesn't matter what political side you're on. If you're reposting that, you know it's been reposted that specific video and other videos of people getting shot. You know it's been reposted so many times to the point that it gets blurry after a while because it's kind of like taking a picture of a picture. Eventually, the quality is going to lessen. That's what happens with all those videos. There's videos on YouTube or on Twitter. Anything you want to find that's horrible, you will find on Twitter. Another trigger for me personally is trying to help me and me not hearing them out and accepting it. Because it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, which obviously looking back, I've done a lot wrong. And they would correct me verbally, and I wouldn't understand it until 5, 10, 15 years later. For example, growing up, I wouldn't shower because I have a problem. I have a sensory issue with water going over my skin, think of a cat going in a shower. And how it just goes in and runs right back out. That's like me with water. Running water. I'm fine with pools. I go swimming. But running water, it's a sensory thing. Growing up, I wouldn't shower. My parents would force me to shower. They were lenient. Every other day, Alex, get in the shower. In the summer, shower every day. I would get mad at them. I wouldn't understand why. Now I understand why. No wonder why I got no chicks. No wonder why people were like, oh, that's the smelly kid. I'm staying away from him at the lunch cafeteria table. One big trigger for me, and I know a lot of people watching that drive, is road rage. People suck on the roads. My brother just got in a second accident ever in his car. The first accident he got in, a lady was on the side of the road, and then she pulled out without signaling, and he was coming up right behind her. He swerved out of the way and hit a pole, destroyed Kimberly, guys, my old car. Yeah, I named my cars. I gave it to him after I got my Equinox. That car was totaled. So then he got a 2004 Toyota Camry. Technically this time this was his fault. This happened yesterday at 1:30 p.m. He was on his way home from a doctor's appointment, an eye doctor's appointment, and they dilated his eyes. They didn't give him shades. They said, you're good to drive home. You're good. Well, there was a car parked on the side of the road illegally, because in the winter you can't park on the side of the road longer than an hour. Turns out their car broke down 6 hours before that. He hit this car head on. He flipped the car. Don't believe me, here's screenshots. Very real stuff, guys. People suck on the road. People will cut you off. You'll give them the finger. They'll give you the finger. You have the right of way. They don't, but you go first and they think you are doing something wrong. Ignore the drivers, guys. Another thing is constructive criticism. I take constructive criticism very personally. I'm a very sensitive person, so this is another one of my triggers. Constructive criticism could come from the nicest person ever. They could say, I am saying this. I'm looking out to you as a friend. You need to change. And I'm like, what do you mean change? I thought I'd been doing that thing right the whole entire time. You're stressing my mind out. Guys, sometimes people that give you constructive criticism are trying to help you out because of experiences they've learned themselves. Sometimes it's pure hate, which is another trigger. Obviously, don't let hate get to you. If you believe in God, God loves you, Jesus loves you, your family, you have your circle that matters. Don't let some idiot ruin it. Another thing that triggers me is like large crowds. In high school, I had to switch from going to classes with 24 kids and one teacher to getting approved for 6 students and 2 teachers. As you guys may have watched my last video, I switched to smaller class sizes at a private separate school from the high school. 6 teachers, 2 kids. Well, I said the same thing in the last video. No, 6 students, 2 kids. And kids would bring knives to schools. Kids would record me. Kids would call me fat. But it was better dealing with that than feeling that pit in your chest. Surrounded by 24 kids, you're always like looking around. Is anyone judging me? Who's staring at me now? There was a girl that kept staring at me in like 8th grade. I thought, am I ugly or something? The more I think about it, the more I think maybe that girl had a crush on me and I just didn't know because I was so naive and so insecure of myself. I failed to notice these things. You fail to notice the good when you're full of self-hate. Another trigger I have is just fear of the unknown and fear of missing out. Am I missing out on something right now? This video is like gonna be 30 minutes long. Did I waste 30 minutes of my life doing this video? When I'm on my deathbed, am I gonna wish for those 30 minutes back? Is there some way I could be making money right now and I'm not? Is my family out doing something fun right now without me? Everybody's doing so much. You think everybody's doing something fun. Everyone's living the rich life. It's not true. Everybody's struggling. And believe it or not, a lot of people have it worse. We aren't in a third world country. If you live in the UK, if you live in America, if you live in Canada, we are not in a third world country. Even Australia, we are not in a third world country. Be grateful for what we have. Even if you are homeless, living out of your car, it could be worse. You could be under a bridge. I am blessed for what I have, and you should be too. And the biggest trigger is worrying about the future. Take it one day at a time, guys. So the job I have now, I work at Amazon. If you know anything about Amazon, if you've ever worked for Amazon before, you're assigned a seasonal position, no matter what time of year it is. You're temp to hire, basically, temporary to hire. And then you get what they call a blue badge, where your job is secure if you work, keep working good, blah, blah, blah. I thought that as, oh, they're just going to get rid of me after a month, after Christmas is over, they're just going to get rid of me. Guys, it's November. Guys, it's January 11th. They still have me. There's people that have been there since October, and I've kind of thought about it. They don't give permanent employees positions brand new because half the people don't make it. Why waste tax money and tax dollars and say you have 1 million employees when only 20,000 stay? It saves money on taxes. They keep the good workers. And I will tell you guys, I am average with numbers. At Amazon, I stow, so I put items in shelves. They tell me 200 items per hour to put in the shelf. I'm doing like 220. So that's good, but I always in the back of my head, I'm like, are they going to keep me? Are they going to fire me? Find somebody better? Who knows? I hope not. And this last piece of advice is just a piece of advice. Sometimes you got to fake it to make it. Sometimes if you start something new, sometimes if you're going through something that is triggering, you got to fake it. And it's not even faking. God doesn't, my belief, obviously, everyone's entitled to their own belief. God doesn't put you up to anything that he doesn't think you can't do. And I've worked for Amazon 4 times. Twice in the past in the warehouse, where I would quit the second or third day in because I would let my anxiety, I would let my triggers take over. The more you learn to deal with it, the less triggering they become. And I also drove for Amazon, but like if you're in a big crowd, take the initiative to either chit chat with somebody, find someone in the crowd that looks familiar, or, sometimes you can tell who's nerdy versus the man that's jacked talking to a blonde chick. Typically the nerds, and I say nerds in a very friendly way, because to me, the nerds are all of us, not the ones that think they have it better than us. Find someone with similar interests if you're in a crowd. For example, if you're still in school and you're in a lunch cafeteria and you have the tray in front of you with food, gotta love food, look around you. Look for the characteristics of who you want to be around. It might take a couple tables. It might take one table one day for you to find out these people aren't my type. So the next day you go to a different table. Find your niche. Find the people that accept you for who you are and love your quirkiness. It's going to take a while. And you're going to go through triggers in life. But trust me, ignoring the triggers, thinking of something positive instead, and really for me, believing in God, it's lessened the significance of triggers for me. I don't fear much anymore. Things still make me mad. Like, nobody wants to scrape ice off their car. Nobody likes the bad weather. Some people like the cloudy and rainy weather. It depends on the day, But learn to basically enjoy life for what it is. You're always going to want something better. The famous Elon Musk, for example, he's going to become the first trillionaire ever. He's not going to stop at $1 trillion. He's going to want more. Humans were meant to build up the ladder. Our species is so intelligent. We wouldn't have all this if it wasn't for us and our brains. We're so knowledgeable. There's so much more positivity and positive things about our brains and about Homo sapiens. I'm saying it like I'm not a Homo sapien, like I'm not like a human. There's so much positivity about, and there's so much intelligence in humans. We're a gift of God. We really are. There's a reason birds can't think. They think. There's a reason birds can't talk. Well, parrots talk. You know what I'm saying, guys. There's a reason we're superior to animals. We have built this country, built this nation, built the world, not just this country. And everybody goes through triggers. I'm not saying these triggers are going to stop. I'm not. But if you maintain them and expect the worst sometimes, sometimes you just got to expect the worst in a very messed up situation. Prepare for the worst. And then something good comes around. That used to be a trigger. Like, oh, it's rainy. Hey, then you're like, oh, hey, at least it's rainy because my mom's still alive or my dad's still alive. Think of the positives. Don't let things trigger you, guys. It's motivation. It really is. You got to get sick of being in that funk like I was. All of 2025 have not had a steady job. I made only like $3,000 in 2025. I was disgusted in myself and basically was having my bills paid by my grandmother because I would refuse to get out of bed and get a job. Now, it's like I go home on my days off, like right now, I don't know what to do. So I just clean up, I make a video. You become more productive. And love your family. This is off topic from triggers, but love your family. And if you don't have a family, if your family's broken, no, people still care. And we may be so minuscule, but we're a small community on a large planet. There's always something gonna piss us off. Just gotta learn from it. You gotta cope. You gotta cope with it, guys. With that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed today's video, this motivation video, I can't tell if I'm slowly getting my voice back. I don't know. If you guys are new to the channel and enjoy this topic, please leave questions down below of, not for a question and answer video, but questions like what kind of motivation videos you guys want to see. I'm open for anything. With that being said, guys, if you want me to talk about religion, I can talk about religion. If you don't want to hear about religion, you don't have to watch the video. If you want me to talk about things I love in life, I will talk about things I love in life. If you want me to go very deep in subject to my childhood, I will. I don't care. My life is an open book. This is my journal. I am making these videos for when someday I don't remember things that I remember now. I can watch these videos back. I have a 500 gigabyte hard drive, solid state drive. I'm putting all of these videos on because there might be someday where my child or my great-grandchild or grandchild are going through similar things. And instead of wasting my breath at 75 years old, when I barely got a voice now, it's all raspy, they can watch this video back now from Alex in 2026. Grandpa Alex, my back hurts. Those were fake cracks. I totally added those sound effects in that video, in the video. Things could always be worse. That's one thing. Things can always be worse. I told my brother when he got in that car accident yesterday, just remember, it could have been worse. With that being said, guys, feel free to text me or call me with my phone number right here. I'm giving it out. It's not even a text now. It's not a Google Voice. It's my actual phone number. I have a business phone. What fucking business am I running? And I have a personal phone. You can text me on my business phone. I'm always on it, always near it. Call me if you're struggling. I will help you through it. Because I've been there. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I am far from perfect.